The gears of the Astral Clocktower grind in a mournful dirge. Cold fog parts to reveal a blade aglow with Erdtree's stolen light. Lady Maria's weapon does not shine, it imprisons. A truth writhes within its golden core. The gate ascends, silence thickens. What hunts in the dark knows this light is no blessing. Astral imprisons cold Clocktower, aglow with kin to writhes within its Erdtree's golden canehurst. Renounce the after gate ascends fishing hamlet's blood. Her weapon does not wield the Erdtree's light, it imprisons a truth Marika buried. This is not a duel, this is a funeral for the first heresy. The golden glow you see, a shroud, not a blessing. The Clocktower ticks, the rebellion's memory dies, and the Erdtree feeds on forgotten sins. Lady Maria's blood ran deep with Canehurst's shadowed pride. Her blade, once a sigil of celestial right, hummed with a truth the Clocktower buried. Before the fishing hamlet's screams turned her hand to ash, she walked halls where gears ground nightmares into order. The Clocktower's heartbeat cold, precise mirrored her weapon's glow. A lie both bore, the hamlet's children, slaughtered for a ritual no record names, cracked her faith. She sheathed the blade, let its light dim to a whisper, yet the Clocktower's gears never slept. They cradled a secret older than Marika's vows, the hunt's first wound, a truth excised from star and stone. Maria's weapon, they say, is its cage. Why does its edge still burn, not with divine fire, but with memory? The Erdtree's golden breath, the same that fuels the Clocktower's endless turn, masks a hunger. It devours what must not be known. Maria's blade holds a fragment sharp, bleeding off that forbidden weight, a truth the stars rejected, the hunt's origin, the nightmare's first cry, the Clocktower ticks. The blade's light fades, and the Erdtree, ever thirsty, waits. The fishing hamlet's blood turned the tides crimson. Cost fell not to beast nor rot, but to the god's own hands. Maria watched her kin's souls devoured by the very light shed sworn to serve. She did not cast the blade, she cursed it. Forged in the forge of a shattered vow, its glow mirrors the Erdtree's lie. A prison for the first truth, the stars rejected the moment the hunt's shadow stretched beyond Marika's grace. What truth could fracture a goddess realm? The Clocktower's gears grind that secret to dust, a secret Marika buried, the light never meant for mortal eyes. The same light that now bleeds through Maria's steel. Divinity is no savior, it is a bargain struck in ash. The knight's first cry was not a hymn but a warning, and cost massacre, the price of a goddess' silence. The Erdtree burns with stolen radiance. And in its shadow Maria waits, blade in hand, to see what the stars will not. The Astral Clocktower's gears grind in celestial agony, their silver teeth etched with the scars of a forgotten war. Moonlight pools in their grooves, a balm for the god who forged them and forgot. Beyond the glass spire, the Erdtree's radiance seeps like molten gold through a shroud, its light a lie Marika carved into the bones of the world. Here, in this arena of shattered oaths, Maria's blade humps a scarlet prism trapping the breath of the first heresy, not forged but found. Not wielded but endured, the nightmare's secret bleeds through its edge, a truth too sharp for Marika's hymns. Why does it mirror the tree's glow? Because both hold what should never be named, the shadow of the god who was never born. The gears slow, the haze thickens. And the blade waits not to strike but to remember. What fractures when the first truth is spoken aloud? The blade descends. A hymn in steel, *, the Erdtree is a gilded cage, for the first lie Marika could not unmake. * Maria's strikes carve psalms into the air, each arc a syllable, each clash a stanza. The Clocktower's gears groan in counterpoint, their iron teeth gnawing at the rebellion's first breath. The weapon's light is not the Erdtree's. It is what remains *, after *, the light has been devoured, a hollow glow mirroring the rot beneath Marika's veneer. The blade's edge hums. Not with divine sanction, but with a truth too vast to name. Its glow fractures the haze clinging to the Clocktower's walls, a mist thick with forgotten prayers, broken vows. * The hunt is no sacred rite, * Maria's next strike proclaims. * It is a cycle of theft, a chain of stolen time. * The gears shudder. A single drop of ichor falls from the blade's tip, hissing where it strikes the stone. The scent of burnt incense rises, acrid, false. Divinity is a wound that never clots, the blade knows this. It was not forged in fire, but in the silence between Marika's promises and the void where her oaths dissolved. Its verses grow urgent now. Asterisk, the gods are not absent, they are compromised. Asterisk, the Clocktower's shadows stretch, twisting into supplicants erased from records. Their whispers coil around Maria's arm, a chorus of those who knew the Erdtree's light was never meant to heal, only to asterisk hold. Asterisk, the haze parts. The gears slow, the blade pauses, its light dimming to a pulse. A final verse hangs, unspoken. The truth it guards is not a weapon. It is a wound, and wounds like hymns demand to be opened. The mask fractures, gears scream. Maria's blade pulses not to strike, but to unseal. Golden chains coil from its glow, binding the Clocktower's shadows. The Erdtree's light, same light that feeds its roots, now cages what Marika could not bury. What stirs in this prison, a hymn of defiance. The first truth Godwin's murder could not silence. Marika shattered the ring to drown it, but the blade remembers. Artifacts are not tools, they are scars. This weapon's edge holds the rebellion's breath, knowledge that the Elden ring was never whole. Only hidden, the chains tighten, the arena's moon bleeds gold. A shape stirs within the light, not a god, not a hero, but the echo of a question Marika erased. What does a kingdom built on a lie sound like when it cracks? The blade does not cut, it weeps. And the more it shines, the more the Clocktower's gears grind to dust. The truth is not in the Erdtree's light. It is in the shadow it casts, and Maria's hands, clutching the prison, are the first to burn. The storm births from the blade's chorea, thunderous hum that splits the Clocktower's crystalline gears. Each shard falls like shattered stars, revealing a void that hungers. It is not black, it is absence of color, a wound where the first truth bleeds silent. Maria's form fractures, her silver hair unraveling into light, her voice a hymn swallowed by the void. The weapon, now a spire of living flame, does not cut the sky. It asterisk is asterisk, the sky's scar, the Erdtree trembles. Its golden mist, once a crown of eternity, now flickers like a dying breath. Marika's hands, immortal and trembling, planted this prison. She bound the truth not in stone, but in light too bright to see, too sacred to question. Yet here it pulses, caged in Maria's dying grip. The blade's glow is no gift. It is the ring's last shatter, the echo of Godwin's stolen soul, forged into a shape the gods could not unmake. A whisper rises. The Clocktower's gears were never meant to turn. They were star metal, stolen from the void's edge, to hold what Marika could not erase. Maria's rebellion was not a strike, it was a asterisk release asterisk. Her weapon, the last artifact to bear the first truth's weight, now burns with the memory of what the Erdtree was built to hide. The void widens, shadows coil where the gears fell, and the storm does not abate. It asterisk grows asterisk. The blade's light is no longer a weapon. It is a mirror, and in its reflection the Erdtree sees its own rot. The gods feared not the truth's power, but its asterisk freedom asterisk. For what is a prison, if not a lie wrapped in gold? And what is a goddess, if not a shadow cast by the thing she fled? The Clocktower crumbles, the storm swallows the stars. And the blade, now a beacon, does not ask to be wielded. It asterisk demands asterisk to be seen. The Clocktower's gears groan to silence. Their final turn fractures the sky, a sound like shattering glass and forgotten oaths. Maria's blade dims, its golden light bleeding into the void, yet the Erdtree's glow grows brighter, a wound opened in the dark. The first unrecorded truth, caged in steel, now seeps into the wind. It smells of burnt incense and dying stars. The tarnished feel it in their bones, a pull not toward grace, but toward the gap where grace once fit. Marika's design was never eternal. It was alone, a borrowed light to outshine the rot beneath. The Clocktower's fall is a confession. Its gears, once precise, now lie twisted, their cogs etched with the same runes that scar the Elden beast's horns, a language of compromise. Of gods who traded truth for thrones, the blade, freed, hums a hymn only the dead can hear. It does not guide, it asterisk reveals asterisk. The storm stills, the stars, devoured, flicker backdomer but defiant. The tarnished stand at the threshold, link the blade and inherit a crown of borrowed lies. Fade into the truth it guards and become the prison's keeper, or raise it high and let the Erdtree's light drown what remains of the hunt. The choice is not to end the cycle, it is to decide what the cycle asterisk remembers asterisk. The same light that bleeds from Maria's blade stains Jaemon's regrets, A moon born of pale blood taint now hangs over Eharnam's ruins. Biogenworth scholars carved old blood from the starseat. This clock tower holds a deeper rot. What if the weapon's glow is not power, but a wound? The Erdtree's radiance masks the same truth, a prison's flicker, not a god's gift. Maria's tower does not defy the hunt, it mirrors it. Every gear turns to bury what the gods cannot unmake. The Witch of Izalith's curse was but a whisper compared to this. The blade's glow is the first truth the Erdtree fear at a memory, the cycle clutches even as it decays. What waits in its core is not a weapon, it is the shadow the gods sliced from their own beginning, and it remembers. The glow in Lady Maria's blade mirrors the Erdtree's radiance, not by design but by theft. A prison forged in the void where the first unrecorded truth of the lands between was sundered. The item lore whispers of a weapon that cuts at the hunt's truth, yet its edge does not sever, it contains. What pulses within is not divine light, it is the residue of a forgotten rebellion the original sin Marika could not erase. The Astral Clocktower does not house a warrior, it hoards a wound, a scar given form. The Erdtree's light bends here not to illuminate but to bind, and as the Clocktower's gears turn, they do not measure time. They choke the memory of a truth too dangerous to name. The gods built their golden age on a silence. Lady Maria's blade is the splinter left in the hand that tried to forget. The light you see, it is not salvation, it is a cage. The pale blood moon rises, its light mirrors the Erdtree's glow. The Witch of Izalith guards secrets older than Marika's name. Lady Maria's clock tower imprisons a truth the gods abandoned. What if her blade's light is not power but a prison's key?